What day is today? It's Wednesday in Lubbock, Texas. That's where I am. And I want to tell you good morning, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I hope that you're having lots of open, free space to breathe in, because that's what we're getting here in Lubbock, Texas. There's a song that goes, "Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in." And today, that's what we're talking about. Not allowing yourself to be fenced in by everything. So as soon as people start popping on, and I have to say, I'm a few minutes late because I overslept and I have a swollen eye. I think that's allergies, but it looks pretty good with makeup. I was working on it for a little bit this morning. But good morning, and I know that my sister's looking for me to come on, so she should be on here in just a moment. Drink my steaming hot coffee. In the meantime, how are you doing with your rituals? You know, that is not fencing you in. That is opening up space in your life when you do your rituals. When you get up in the morning and you make your bed and you wash your face and you moisturize your face and your body and you put on makeup if you're going to wear it and you fix your hair. Believe it or not, I have fixed my hair. And you maybe put on a little fragrance. You get dressed in the clothes you laid out last night. You wipe out the sink. You swish the toilet. You come into the kitchen. On the way, you're doing a clutter check. You empty the dishes, put them away. And then you make yourself something to drink, a nice hot cup of coffee or whatever. And then if you have laundry, you start a load of laundry. That is going to open up your day. If you go into the kitchen straight out of bed with sleep in your eyes, your hair a mess, your mouth not brushed, your teeth not brushed, and you walk into the kitchen and you make a cup of coffee and you slump into a chair and you wait for the kids to wake up, that is not opening spaces for you. You don't have any breathing room. So that's what we're talking about today. Let me greet the people who are coming on. I already have 14 of you that jumped on this morning, and we'll say hey to Candace, who says, "Good morning, Kat and Mr. B." Good morning from Texas, Kat and Mr. B. It's Jocelyn. Jocelyn, where are you in Texas? I know you told me before. Oops, sorry, that's crooked. Good morning. My rituals are going well. Goody, Katie. You're opening up your day. Lita, good morning. Hi, Lita. So we want, Rachel Mangu is here. Good morning, Kat. You saved my life. I didn't even know. I bet you saved your life, Rachel. You just did what I said to do, and you saved your own life. So, yay. But thank you. You're very sweet. And I'm glad your life is saved. I am. It means so much to me. You're welcome. Mary Sellers said, "Good morning, Kat and Mr. B. Roll Tide, roll tide, baby." I know it wasn't like, a team that was ranked, but boy, wasn't that fun. Happy hump day, everyone. That's Mr. B with his little red hand waving. Marty says, "Hi, good morning, sunshine." Good morning. Good morning. Victoria said, "I'm in Central Texas, just north of Austin Metro." Yay, Jocelyn. Well, then we're going to Fort Worth next. Are you nearby? I don't think you are, but maybe. But I don't think you are. I think Texas is way big. Okay, so today we're talking about lots of open air, lots of open space for yourself. And if you missed the beginning of my video, I sang a little bit of a song called "Give Me Land, Lots of Land, Under Starry Skies Above, Don't Fence Me In." That's the way it feels when I'm sitting outside looking at the field across from me, full of prairie dogs popping their heads up and down. They make me laugh. There's a breeze. It's beautiful, and it just makes you go, and that's such a release. And I know that you may not live in a place like that, but there are places in your day that are like that. You just have to be observant, and you need to make space mentally in your life.
What about looking at my sweet
Fort Worth
face?
fun, several hours from me though. Yes, Texas is big. I know,
What
Jocelyn.
about looking at my sweet face?
And looking into the face of my sweet husband just gives me, and it does, really. Wouldn't you rather see somebody smiling and happy than somebody who's like, Augustus is sitting with me watching. Thank you, Gammy. No, it's Aunt Kat. Hey, Augustus, that's my nephew. Hi, honey. He's 3. Are you being a good boy today? Did you eat some breakfast? I love you. Okay, so That's a little bit of open air too, that darling baby. He's not a baby, he's a big boy. Um, but making your bed gives you a little breathing space because you can look in your room and see a blank space. And that's what we need. We need space. It doesn't matter if I'm looking outside at the prairie or I'm looking at my bed. Those little things give us space. So when you get up in the morning and you get dressed and you make your bed and you've washed your face and you've brushed your teeth and you've done the best you can with your hair and you put on a little makeup if you're going to wear it, you moisturized your skin, you swished and swiped, you've done a little clutter stop, and you've started some breakfast, maybe started some coffee, maybe started a little laundry, that is giving you land, lots of land under starry skies above. It's giving you that feeling inside of, and it gives you peace. And we need peace. Jesus said he came to give us peace that surpasses understanding. So if you can't find it anywhere, you must go to Jesus, and he will give it to you because he says, ask and you will receive. So peace is what we need so that we can function. Because when we're at odds and when we're all scrunched up in our head, when we're boxes everywhere and clutter everywhere and kids everywhere, that is not peaceful. But you can find peace that surpasses understanding. You can. And I'm here to tell you that you can do some things for yourself. And that would be to search out peace. I read something recently and I thought, oh my God, it was actually a little video, an old one that I found. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is so true. And I like to squeeze out information wherever I can. Mr. B's the same way. We have lots of information in our heads. But this one said that when something makes you angry or sad or whatever the emotion is, especially angry, that sensation of being angry, which is the fight or flight sensation, where you get cortisol rush, and I forgot the other hormone, but it's a hormone rush, lasts exactly 90 seconds, just enough to get you out of danger if you are in danger. But in our modern world, what we do is we take that, for example, we're angry, and we feed it. Let's say somebody cut you off in traffic, and you had to slam on the brakes and put on the horn, and you thought you were going to have a wreck, and it sent pins and needles all over you, and now you're angry. And what do? You talk about that for a couple of minutes, or maybe an hour, or maybe a month, and you maintain that anger, which is not healthy. If you'll just wait 90 seconds, that will go away. So if your husband makes you angry, your child makes you angry, you need 90 seconds. Just count it off in your head to feel better, and you will feel better. And then you avoid all the other nastiness that comes with being angry all the time, or hurt, or sad. It's like a wave. Now, grief is a little different, that kind of sad, because grief comes in waves out of nowhere, and it knocks you over like a beach wave if you've ever been in the ocean, and you struggle to get to the top to breathe. But the longer the grief you are away from the source of the grief in time, the less often the waves come to knock you over, and the quicker you come to the surface. And I never timed it, but when I was going through the grief of losing my parents, I would say it probably didn't last more than 90 seconds, that intensive grief. But we feed it, don't we? We think about how we miss them, and you wish they were here you can answer. I mean, they're just, we don't need to feed it. If we let it go, we can get on with our lives. It doesn't mean you're not honoring the person who's deceased. Okay, now let me say hey to the people who popped in later. Let's see. So I got that about Fort Worth being a long way away. Augustus says, thank you, Gammy. It's Aunt Kat. He waved and yelled hi and answered your question really loud so you could hear him. My heart. Augustus, I heard you. You are a good boy. Gani Shelton Lauren said, hi, Kat. Hey, Gani. Tracy said, good morning. You gave me a sunshine. Candace said, I'm finishing up my morning ritual while listening. Great. And are you feeling that open space that's created in your head? And I'm going to give you another trick, and that is if you are overwhelmed, maybe you have anxiety. I have anxiety. I'm not claiming anxiety for my own, but the truth is I just have anxiety. It's one of the things, the way I'm wired, and that's okay, because you want to get over it, not dwell in it. And one of the things you can do for anxiety when you're feeling overwhelmed, and even if you don't formally have anxiety, but you just feel overwhelmed, is to take deep breaths. So let's practice doing 3 deep breaths this morning. This is what I would suggest for you. So you're going to breathe in through your nose. Really fill up those lungs. Blow out through your mouth slow. 2 more. One more. And it usually makes you feel better. And another thing you can do is take care of your body. Rotate your wrists. Shrug your shoulders up and down and back and forth. Roll your neck. Shrug your shoulders. Stretch your legs out. Rotate your ankles. Those things will make you feel better. Taking a walk will make you feel better. You don't have to take a giant walk. You don't have to walk at a brisk walk like you are being chased. Just a saunter will be fine. Just a block is okay. Just to get you a little release, and do some deep breathing when you're doing that. Have any of you experienced the anxiety of clutter in your home? Ever? Let me hear your answers, and let me hear if you were able to get rid of it. I'm sorry, but I've got to straighten you up because there. I know it doesn't affect you, but it surely affects me. Okay, so type away, talk to me. This is what this is. This is an open forum where we can talk to each other. And tell me if you've ever experienced that anxiety of having things everywhere. And I'll just wait. I've had 5 thumbs up already. Thank you so much. It's easy to give a thumbs up when you're watching a video. You just push the thumbs up button if it's something you're enjoying. And you can also share my videos with people who might need to hear this today. You never know what I'm inspired to talk about might help somebody today. So be happy. It'll make me happy if you shared it with them. Okay. Girls, are you just waiting on each other? Because that's not going to work. You have to type to me. Oh, here we go. Mary Sellers, yes. Oh, goody. Y'all are telling me now. Okay, it was hard, but I've gotten rid of a lot of things. I just took pictures of the things that I thought I would miss, but I didn't. Isn't that the truth, Mary Sellers? You think you might miss something, and you're afraid. And that's what holds us back, is fear. But are you also excited to have a streamlined home? The thought of having a streamlined home? So I would say that you probably have about 80% excitement about the idea, the dream of having a streamlined home, and 20% fearful that you might regret something. And the truth is, and I'll only tell you the truth, it is very unlikely that you will regret that you got rid of some things. You instead will have such a relief. It again is an open feeling. When you drive away from the Goodwill and they've taken all the stuff out of the trunk, it feels like that. It feels good. Because you know what? That stuff was hanging around for such a long time and it just yells at you. That's why I say when you're decluttering and you see stuff in a corner that you can't get to, say, I see you and I have a plan for you. In other words, be quiet. I'm not dealing with you right now, but you're going to wish you didn't bring yourself to my attention because you may be going. So remember, when you're getting rid of things, if it's something you need and you have room for it, you can keep it. If it's something you want, you don't need it, but you want it and you like it, we'll put those together, and you have room for it, you can keep it. If it's something you use and you have room for it, you can keep it. If you like it, or you want it, or you need it, or you use it, but you don't have room for it, guess what? You can't keep it. And some of those things are things you want to keep. Those would be the things you would regret getting rid of, the things you love, need, want, use, or you need it, want it, like it, or use it. If you have those things, those feelings about that, or those facts about it, you don't have room for it, then you can't keep it. Well, guess what it means? It means you need to go into the hidden clutter in your house and get rid of that stuff that you don't love, need, want, or use. Love, need, want, use. Yeah, 4 things. And it's just sitting in a drawer, waiting for nothing, just decaying in the drawer, in the closet, and on the shelf, under the bed. Those 4 reasons, you don't have those reasons about those things. Get rid of them. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some real life examples. But Kat, I lost 50 pounds. I'm keeping my fat clothes. Oh, that's so sad, I think. That's so sad. You don't have enough faith in yourself that you have to keep fat clothes? Or, Kat, I've gained 50 pounds, but I'm keeping my skinny clothes. Really? When you lose those 50 pounds, do you think those skinny clothes are going to look the same on you as they did when you were skinny the first time? They're not. And they're going to be out of season or out of fashion or out of trend. Or even if they fit you and they're still classic and they're on trend, you're going to put them on and go, what? Why did I love this? I don't even like it anymore. So get rid of those things. Now, of course, if you're in a weight loss journey and you've just lost 10 pounds, don't get rid of your 10-pound clothes, because we can go up and down 10 pounds, and keep things that are about 20 pounds less. You could keep those, because you can get rid of 20 pounds pretty quickly. It takes a long time to get rid of 50 pounds. But other than that, get rid of it. And also, Shannon, keep the ones that are classic. Don't keep trendy things. And I bet you all still have some of these things in your closet. Do you have shirts with like the open hole there? That's not on trend anymore. Now, I love capris. They are not on trend anymore. But I'm 72, and so to quote the girl on the videos, I don't care. I like mine. I like them. So I'm keeping those because I have a good feeling about them. And it's also because I don't want to wear shorts. So I keep my not so trendy capris. But you have to make a decision for yourself. And if you like your keyhole shirts, keep them. If you don't care, that's fine. But just look at your stuff and see what you've got and get rid of those things. Look in your drawers in your kitchen and see what you've got in there. How many potato peelers do you need? How many whisks do you need? How many can openers do you need? How many wine bottle openers do you need? How many? You need one of each. So pick the very best one and get rid of the others. Now, I have a set of peelers that do different types of things. They're in a Ziploc baggie, they're tiny, and I'm keeping all of them because they do different things. Some stripe the peel, some peel the peel, different things. So there's about 3 in there. Okay, let's see what people are saying, because I was just talking away. Okay. Oh, girls, I love it when you talk. Mr. B has said, join my Patreon channel for $6.50 and be mentored by me. And it's a mentoring by video, and it's a daily video. And for $6.50 a month, not a week, a month, you get a video Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I tell you every day the thing to focus on that day. And I will refer back to, like, for example, if I've got rituals as the thing you're doing today, which I will always have, and I've got zone 2, the kitchen, and I've got, which is going to be for the week, and then I've got maybe it's a quick clean day, a weekly home blessing hour. I call it a quick clean day. I may want to focus on the quick clean, or I may want to focus on the zone, or I may want to focus on the ritual. But I will tell you, for example, if I don't focus on the ritual, where to go look at the rituals. Usually on Monday, I go over the rituals, or at least some of the rituals. So it's going to help you. In October the 1st is boot camp. This is going to be unlike any other boot camp you've experienced. It's going to look the same. I'm going to sound the same, but there's something behind it that is different. And I'll share that with you now. Because when I mentor people, or even when I'm talking to you on YouTube, or even on Patreon, I give you the ideal day, and then I tell you to do with it what you wish, basically. So if you need to move things around, you can, as long as you accomplish everything by the end of the week. But in boot camp, it's different. Boot camp is very strict. So in boot camp, the first week, we're going to do rituals. The second week, we're going to add to the rituals basic weekly plan, which is what you do on Monday, what you do on Tuesday, what you do on Wednesday. The third week, we're going to add zone work. And the fourth week, we're going to put it all together in a very structured way. And my suggestion, if you want to get the most out of this boot camp, is that you follow it to the T. Do every single thing, every single day. And sometimes during the time of day, I suggest it's going to make a big difference in your life. Of course, you're watching it and you can do with it as you please. If you don't want to have a great result at the end of 1 month and you want to have a better result than you have now, then follow it like however you want. But the thing behind this one is that we're going to do every single thing that I say to do every single day. Okay? Okay. All right, so that's boot camp, and you can get that for $6.50 for the whole month. I mean, I think that's redonkulous. It's really crazy, but you can. And then if you feel like you need for me to hold your hand and you want to tell me your story and I need to know how things are in your house and why it's difficult for you, or you just feel like you want somebody to walk with you through this journey, then you can tell me when you're in Patreon with a personal note. There's a way to send a note there, so simple. Kat, I need to be mentored. Here's my telephone number. Call me so we can discuss it. And I will say, oh, great, here's my telephone number. When's a good time to call you? What time zone are you in? And then you'll answer me, and then I will call you at that time if I can. I'll give you an answer back that tells you when. And then I'll call you, and we will talk about the price, which is either $50 or $100 a month, to have somebody hold your hand and know your life and your story and walk you through it. And even if you've been mentored before, don't be ashamed. Sometimes we need to have a little brush up, and that's fine too. Okay? And I've done that many times. I've been mentoring 9 years like this. So if you need to come back, my friend, I'd love to see you again. I'd love to help you again and remind you again. And maybe your circumstances have changed. But that's what mentoring is. So I'll call you. I'll talk about it. I'll give you the times that I have available. And you know what? Sometimes that may not work for you. And that's okay. If it doesn't work for you, I know you'll be disappointed because maybe I don't have a time slot that you can fit in. But I will wait list you and I will call you when that spot comes open. So I'm not going to leave you out in the desert. I'm there for you if you really want me. Okay? Enough of that. All right, let's finish reading the comments. Let's see. Did I go back too far? Nope. Okay. Jocelyn said, recently cleared and cleaned the top of the dresser in our bedroom, was stunned at how less anxious I felt when passing it when it was clean. Yes, Jocelyn. And that's a great stunned feeling, isn't it? Because why? It's a flat surface. It's like a prairie. Maybe it has a little bush here and a little tree here, and that looks pretty. But it's not like with old cars, old rusty cars. That's not peaceful, okay? So good for you. I'm proud of you. Candace, I had tons of clutter before following you. I've been clutter-free with a clean house for many years now. Candace, I'm so proud of you. Good job. And you know what I'm most proud of you about, Candace, is that you're still here, that you haven't forgotten where the plug is to plug in and get energized. So I'm so happy you're here. It's kind of like, I'd say decluttering is kind of like losing weight. And if you're on Weight Watchers, for example, and you go to a meeting and then you lose all your weight and then you just don't track your food, you don't look at anything about the plan anymore, and guess what will happen to you? Yep, because you need to stay plugged in. And so Candace is a perfect example of having a clean house for many years, and Candace is on here every single week. I salute you, my friend. Okay, Isabel. Hi, Isabel. Welcome. It's her first time being able to join the live. I quickly clutter tables and counters. Okay, so Isabel, you are quickly cluttering your tables and your counters, which are flat surfaces, which are the first things we clutter. The floor is also a flat surface, any flat surface. So what you want to do when you declutter something, first of all, don't try to declutter everything at once. 15-minute units, 4 times a week. get it decluttered. But to keep it decluttered, another plug-in is the um, clutter stop 3 times a day. Some people say, oh, I can't do 3 times a day, Kat. Yes, you can. Do it when you first wake up. So in your case, Isabel, you would walk out of your kitchen or out of your bathroom and look at your counters in your bedroom or your tabletops in your bedroom. And you would walk through the living room and you would look at the tabletops in the living room and the tabletops in the dining room, tabletop and the entryway and the kitchen. And if you have decluttered everything, that's great. You can see that it's still decluttered. But if you have accidentally laid the dog's leash on top of the table, that this is time to clutter stop. And that's when you take the dog's leash and say, no, this hangs on the hook in the laundry room, and you walk it in there, okay? All right, I have a client, so I'm gonna have to go, but let me just read these last ones. Sharon Engelken says, hi, beautiful Kat. Lighting looks great. Thank you for your tip, Shannon. These glasses have blue blockers in them, though, and they reflect certain light, but I worked out a different way, so I'm glad you can see my face. Natalie said, yay, Candace. Marty said, I put things in a box that I'm not sure I want to keep. I thought I might miss. The box has a question mark on it. When we relocate, because she's moving, I'll try to remember what might be in that box, and if I can't, out it goes. Ooh, I like that game, Marty. Katie said Patreon is so worth it, and it costs less than a coffee at Starbucks. And it's for a whole week, huh, Katie? That's a long coffee. Lita, are you talking to me, Kat? Sure, Lita. Come on back, baby. Homeschooling Grace. Good morning. Christina from Milwaukee, Oregon. Good morning, Christina. Okay, that's it for today, girls. I have to go. I've got a client right now. I'm 5 minutes late. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope you always remember to be beautiful because you are beautiful. I got that, Christina. Bye.